Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wickman. Jeremy Risley is in the house. Pretty excited because I know usually John Stein's in the house, but this time we're very fortunate and really blessed to have Jeremy in here because he is working on the it's the Legacy program.
Legacy Lunker.
Legacy Lunker.
Yep.
I need to turn this over so I can see it. Legacy Lunker program, and so that's a brand new program. It starts January 1st, right?
Yep. We're super excited. First of all, I got some big shoes to fill. Me and John are good pals, and we've worked together for a long time. So I got some big shoes to fill today. But I'm excited to be here to talk about Legacy Lunker. It is our effort to be like Share a Lunker program in Texas,
right?
And it unveils January 1, and the goal is to produce bigger or more and bigger bass in Arkansas. And
so we'll have to get this show up pretty fast, and so we will. So you'll be seeing this before it starts. So anything he's talking about will be very relevant to that. So
we're working hard in the behind the scenes to get ready. We're excited. The anglers have been asking for this forever. I've been with the Game and Fish 20 years, and even before I started with the Game and Fish, I was hearing about anglers wanting something related to the Share a Lunker program.
So let's start. Tell us about the program itself.
Yeah, so it's a two-part program. It is a trophy bass donation program. So, and then the other part's an angler recognition program. But the anglers themselves were all excited about the trophy donation program. So between January 1 and March 31st of each year, if you catch a 10-plus pound bass in Arkansas, you can call us. We'll have a toll-free number. We'll have that on our website. And you call us. We have a Legacy Lunker coordinator, Will Lancet. He is actually from up here. He grew up. But you'll call. He'll come. We'll pick it up. We'll make sure it's in really good condition. We'll take it back to the hatchery. We're calling it a spa treatment mix with intensive care.
Wow.
So we're going to take care of that fish and make sure it's in really good health. And then sometime after the program ends at the end of March, it'll end, and then sometime in April, we will pair that with a male. And what's unique about this male bass is we're working with the hatchery in Georgia called Red Hills.
Right.
And what they're doing is they're looking at the genetics of the bass. So they're looking really deep in, and they've identified markers that fish have that potentially increase their chances of reaching trophy size. So we're saying these male bass are like a LeBron James.
Right.
They have superior genetics. So we're going to pair those with that female that has shown to get big in the wild and has shown aggressive to bite a lure. And once they're done spawning, we will return the female back to the lake it was caught, and the fingerlings that are produced will go back into that water that fish was caught.
Wow. So it's like Bass X. Is that they had a generation or something, didn't they? They have a bass that was born to be bigger. Right?
Yeah. So this company that we're working, Red Hills, they have what's called Triton Max.
Love the name of that right away.
Titan Max.
Titan Max.
So we've been stocking some of those, but they also have been identified to have those trophy markers. So what we're excited about is being able to spawn those fish with a fish that could get big in Arkansas.
So is there? So you're going to do the stocking program. So is there? Let's cut to the chase. Is there places that are more likely for anglers to catch a 10-pounder?
Yes.
So to get this, where should they go?
Yeah.
Swebco or is there
Swebco's
places?
a good example.
Okay. We just increased that there's going to be no parking from January 1st to March, whatever.
And once we go through the lakes, I'm going to give another piece of information that's going to even make even more people come to the lake.
Okay.
But Swebco's going to be a great one. That's kind of be the only one in this area.
Right.
But South Arkansas, we got Millwood, Hamilton, Monticello, Lower White Oak. We got a bunch of lakes.
Is Greers Ferry in it or not?
Yeah. Anywhere in the state that you can catch a 10-pound bass in public waters is available. And now here's the kicker. So after the program's done, we're going to have a banquet in the fall to invite everybody that donates a fish, and that those anglers will get a replica mount.
Wow.
They're going to get a bunch of prizes. We're working with KGB Baits to hopefully be able to give them a really cool swim bait. But here's the kicker. So if you donate a bass to this program, at that banquet, we're going to draw one angler's name out of the hat, and they're going to win a fully rigged express boat.
Wow.
$80,000 value boat. So somebody is going to win a brand new boat for donating a bass to our program.
Wow, you really just filled every parking lot in some of these places.
Yeah.
But there's some Florida strain, right?
Yes.
Because there's Florida strain bass that you guys have stocked in Arkansas. Where did you stock them? Because that'll help, because Florida strain bass grow bigger, right?
Yeah. So actually, we've all been calling them Florida strain forever, but in the last few years, they're actually now recognized as their own species. I know that confuses things, but they're recognized as their own. So now they're the Florida bass. So no longer, we don't call them the Florida bass or Florida strain anymore. But that's kind of a nerdy science thing. But yes, we've been stocking them all over the state. We tend to stock them mostly below the I-30, I-40 corridor. So the lower 2/3, just because they tend to be more sensitive to water temperature. So we stocked them at Beaver. They might not do as well.
Meaning they wouldn't grow as fast? Is the growth rate going to change?
Yeah, they may not survive as well. They
They
don't do well in really cold water.
Right, which is the reason why they're not here to begin with.
Yeah. And for me, I would struggle with stocking Florida bass and beaver because the Florida bass get very they don't like cold water,
right?
And so the winter bite on Beaver Lake would go away.
Yes, it would.
And we know how the Ozarks, that winter bite is so special, and I would hate to have an impact on that at all.
Okay, so can they use live bait? Can it be caught on artificial or live bait?
As long as you're using a legal method to catch it, you can whatever method you need to use, so live bait or artificial.
All right. So if you could only go fishing in one place in Arkansas, knowing everything that you know, where would it be to catch
for a big bass?
For that big bass. You get one day. Get a day off of work.
So right now it would probably be Hamilton.
Okay.
But
Hamilton.
Yeah. It's been putting out a bunch of good fish here lately. But in 2 years, I would spend all my time at Lake Monticello. Lake Monticello is going to be our OHIV for a while.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a 1,500 acre lake. We just renovated it, so we had to drain it. The city of Monticello owns it, and they had to do some dam repair, so they had to drain it. So it's acting like a new lake, and it is. We already witnessed at least one 8-pounder, and that fish was 4 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
That growth rate's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So, this year's sampling there, most of the fish were 5+ pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be the OHIV for us for a while.
And that's kind of like typical of a new reservoir.
Yes.
So they fixed the dam. So the reason why is because of the reason why new lakes are so good, and typically we don't see new lakes Conway's coming back, right? Is Conway going to be?
Yeah,
Conway does Conway get stocked?
Yes, it will, and it's going to get stocked with the Titan Max, and it's going to get with Florida. Yeah, it'll be the next one in the line. But you're right. Anytime you start a new reservoir like Beaver Lake, in its first 10, 15 years, my grandpa, he got it on Bull Shoals when it was first impounded, and I got all these pictures of all these big fish that were being caught then too. But every lake goes through that, and what I tell anglers is think about us when we were 15, 20. We were way better than we are now. So that's a new lake effect, and we see it with any lake. It's usually 15, 20 years into its impoundment. You see the peak, and then after that, it kind of goes down and it'll level off somewhere.
And that has to do with the amount of, I would say it's not energy, but it's the amount of volume of nutrients that are in there. And then one builds on the other. So your forage base builds off of all the organisms that are there.
Yeah. So you think of it like nutrients. You have all this nutrients in your yard and your fields and whatever. And when that's flooded, all that nutrients goes into the water, and the nutrients of the water is what kind of drives your systems. Think of Fork, Rayburn. Think of any of the really, really great bass lakes in the United States, and they are fairly fertile. And that helps contribute to the amount of fish and the size of the fish in the lake.
Okay. So you must have looked. Why did you decide 10 pounds and not 9 pounds? Why didn't you decide a big fish for Brad compared to this? You're setting the level pretty high.
Yeah. We've had a lot of conversations about that.
Yeah.
The reason we set it at 10 is, yes, we could have done 8 or 9, but we only have a limited amount of hatchery space, so we can't take a lot of fish.
Right.
And we don't really need a lot of fish. For Texas, their goal is 15 to 20 fish. They're taking 13-pound fish.
Wow.
But they're only wanting 15, 20. So we have space for more than that, but we don't want a lot of fish because at some point we're kind of babysitting them until we can spawn them.
Right.
So if we have a lot of fish, that's a lot of risks that we're taking. Because again, this is for many of these anglers, and it will be for myself, if I ever catch one, is the biggest fish we've ever caught. Right. So we're super excited about that, but we want to make sure that fish is just as healthy or more healthy when we release it than the day it was caught.
Right.
So we're trying to limit the amount of fish that are being in our care during this program. And speaking of care, I don't want to forget this, but we've been working with Texas a lot in the last 2 years. We've been going down there a lot, and we truly appreciate all the information and advice they gave. We wouldn't be here meeting with you today if it wasn't for them. So we met with them, but we didn't really want to take their information for granted. So what we did was we did a soft opening this spring by word of mouth. We knew a handful of guides. We knew a handful of anglers that were probably going to catch a 10-pounder. So we actually got 5 10-plus pounders that we picked up, brought them back to the hatchery, spawned a couple of them, and we released them all back into the lake where they came from. So we got them between 10.5 and 13.5 pounds. In fact, we got one in last December, almost a year ago from now.
Wow.
But we were able to go through the whole process. So we're very confident that we can do this now with that soft opening.
And it is public, like these have to be public lakes where any angler can go and fish. Not private.
No private waters. Only public lakes.
Right. And so you also, because I know that you also do the tournament information program. Yes. So the Black Bass Tournament Information Program or something like that.
ATIP, Arkansas Tournament Information Program. We have acronyms. You guys for everything.
Acronyms. One for fish. That just means fish. I can see that on your paperwork. So you actually know you have a base on a level of people where people have caught 10-pounders in tournaments. Has there been any that on your, in that program? Has there been any weighed in that have been over 10 pounds in a bass tournament on Beaver Lake recently?
Not on Beaver Lake, but in fact, 2 of those fish that we did in the soft opening came from tournaments. Oh. And they were back-to-back weekends, and they were high school students.
Wow.
They were fishing high school tournaments.
Really?
Yeah.
And so what bodies of water?
They come from Millwood.
From Millwood? All right. Yeah, Millwood, I would have guessed Millwood as being a good one.
Yeah.
How about the Arkansas River? You guys been stocking the Florida strain bass from there too, right?
In the lower part of Arkansas River. So
by Pine Bluff.
Yeah. Pool 4 down. So pool 4, 3, and 2.
All right.
The pool 2 is the Dumas pool. But like Dardanelle and the Ozark pool, and then the pools below it they get largemouth bass. So we kind of switch it about Pine Bluff, and Pine Bluff and below get Florida bass.
You think that's going to be an issue because of current, and the fish is fighting the current, so it's going to have a harder time to get up to that 10-pound range because it's spending a lot of its life battling something that, like on a reservoir, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still see. You'll every once in a while you'll hear about a 10-pounder from Dardanelle. They're
Right.
still in that backwater, but that the lower Arkansas just has that makeup that's more like Florida. It's got a lot of vegetation. When I started with the Game and Fish, I actually started in Monticello, so I spent a bunch of time in Dumas fishing there. So yeah, it kind of has that Florida feel to it.
So if you and Stein were in a boat, this is my question. You and Stein were in a boat, who would catch the 10-pounder first? You or John?
I would imagine it's John, because John is super lucky. He's always winning something. So I would say with his luck, he would probably be the first one to.
All right. That's it. I like that. That's how it goes. So let's try and get one more question about it. So they catch one. What's the phone number? What's the process?
Okay, so we're still working on the phone number, but it will be up on our website.
Okay, before the first of the year.
Yeah. You're going to see a bunch of media releases in the next few weeks, just so the anglers can kind of know that number. But unfortunately, I don't know it right off the hand. We just was given it.
All right. Well, that sounds good.
But yeah, I encourage you to go on our website and all that information, or sign up for our Facebook page.
All right. Is there anything else they need to know about that?
No. Again, I would encourage you to go on our AGFC Fisheries Facebook page. That's going to be all that information there. It's also going to be on our AGFC regular Facebook page. And then go on our website, agfc.com. And it's in the next week or two, it's going to be at the very front of the page where you can find all that information.
All right. One more thing. Live bait or artificial? Which one do you think is going to catch more of the 10-pound plus bass?
I would say for me personally, it's probably going to be artificial, just because there's more more anglers fishing artificials.
All right, so that's a tip there. Maybe throw some really big artificial, throw some big glide baits.
Yeah.
They love those big glide baits. That takes us to Tackle Time. Tackle Time sponsored by Pico Lures. Pico Lures has a complete line of hard and soft baits. Just think of it this way: do you want to catch a big bass? I would go out there and throw one of his crankbaits, and so or he actually they have bass jig heads, and they're strong enough to land one of those 10-pounders. Also, B&M pole. B&M pole has a complete line of rods, and actually they have some spinning reels that you can get, and you can use them to catch crappie or brim or trout or anything like that. It's set up for that. They have a bunch of combos that you'll see. So make sure you check them out at bnmpole.com. Okay. Give them one last shot of how to get in touch. They catch that big bass and they're in a big panic.
Yeah.
And then the guy's actually going to come and pick it up from them.
Yep. So the number will be on our website or on our social media. You'll call that number between January 1 and March 31st. Okay. If your fish is over 10 pounds, we are going to come and get it. Okay. And we're going to spawn it, and we're going to give you the opportunity to come back with us to release the fish back into the lake you caught it from.
That's pretty cool right there. So check them out at their Facebook page and also on their website too. So with that, we always like to end our show. Make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.